In this video, what we're doing is talking about how to reduce your stubborn body fat. So hopefully you enjoy the video. There's gonna be no faff, no gimmicks, just straight facts. First thing we're going to assess people is identifying whether you actually have stubborn body fat, because I can honestly say maybe 8 out of 10 people that message me talking about, oh my god, I've got all this stubborn body fat that I want to lose. They'll send me photos, they'll send me videos, and without being too blunt, I have to kind of tell them you're not even in a position where you can even identify where your stubborn body fat areas are, because most of your body still has quite a lot of body fat on it. For example, myself, I'm getting fairly lean right now, right? However, there's certain areas I know are always my stubborn areas. So I've got my lower back and there's also my legs. And those areas, I can say, in the last 4 pounds I've lost, they haven't really moved or haven't really changed much at all in the last 4 pounds. It's getting more off my arms, a little bit off my face and my chest and my delts. So in this regard, my stubborn body fat areas is somewhat the belt area and my legs. However, I'll put some pictures on the screen of the similar physiques that people send me and say, I hate this stubborn body fat and I really want to get rid of it. And the problem is that you're not even at the point where you can talk about stubborn body fat. You need to just reduce your body fat in general. There are a few things you can do, but the number one thing is remain in that calorie deficit and make it slightly bigger over time. Whether that means burning more calories from exercising and training or reducing your calorie intake. If you're someone that always does HIIT because you believe it's the best form of cardio, which is not, all cardio creates a calorie deficit, so everyone has a preference. And how often do you actually move in a day? What is your standard neat cardio like in an actual day? It may not seem as glamorous as doing HIIT or going to the actual gym and training, but I can honestly say, since I've increased my daily steps, even just from 5,000 on average to 7,000 to 8,000 on average, I have managed to improve my physique so much more. I can honestly say that I just wasn't able to get below 167 pounds for like 2 months. But then when I started going, you know what, I'm fed up, so I decided to buy a treadmill. So every morning now I try and do at least 2,000 to 3,000 extra steps on the treadmill. I don't do any jogging, I don't do any running. It's literally just an incline walk. So me investing in that treadmill has really helped me, because every morning now I do like, it's roughly around 20 to 25 minutes. So yeah, standard neat cardio that can really help. So if you're not someone that walks often and you just go to the gym doing something like HIIT or LISS and you feel so drained afterwards and you've worked hard and you feel really great about it, but then for the rest of the day, because you trained so hard and did so much cardio, you basically sit around and you don't really move much for the rest of the day because you've done that. That's now trading off, which is why you're not seeing as big a difference as you probably should, because you've sacrificed some of your neat cardio, which you just naturally be moving around in a day. So that is why it's always good to factor in your natural daily expenditure outside of just the gym, because the gym's great, obviously you burn the most in a short amount of time. However, you'll be very surprised how much calories you'll burn in a day from doing normal things like cleaning the house, walking to the shops, like things like that. Don't just focus solely on the gym and the cardio number on the machine you're using or HIIT. Natural cardio matters. Do you go to the bathroom at least once a day? Apparently I'm supposed to go 2 to 3. That's a bit high for me. I think on average I go 1 to 2. 2. But yeah, going to the bathroom more frequently obviously allows you to get rid of the waste. I spoke about this in previous videos and it's kind of icky, but at the end of the day it's a real topic that really does matter. Making sure you eat enough fiber or real home cooked food, not just processed crap that your body takes forever to digest and therefore can't pass as easily. Real food, fruits, vegetables, if you eat meat, then meats as well. Whole foods in general, your body can process and actually pass in a day. That can really help how aesthetic your physique will look. Like, because it really will help slim down your midsection. Because you've got to think, if you only go to the bathroom once every 3 days or once every 2 days, say if you eat 2,500 calories each day, that food is going to sit in your stomach. You're almost treating your stomach like a trash bag. So all that 5,000 calories is going to constantly build up and it will give you more of a bloated look. So that can also be a factor as well. So make sure that you actually are going to the bathroom, and don't do it by trying to buy laxatives or something stupid like that. Actually assess your diet and make sure that you're eating foods that will help trigger bowel movements. Don't care how many sit-ups you do, it's not going to burn the stubborn body fat or stubborn belly fat, wherever it is. Whether it's your chest, you can't do a bunch of chest exercises thinking it's going to burn the fat in the area. If it's your abs or your love handles, don't think that doing a million crunches and all sorts of six-pack exercises is going to burn the fat in the area. It's not going to. Doing those exercises will burn calories in general, so it will go off all your body, like every area, but it won't target that stubborn area. So don't do it with that intention. But if you are someone that just has very faint abs, like if you feel your stomach, if they're not blocky, if you can't feel like deep ridged abs or anything like that, I would still consider doing ab exercises, because the more muscle you build on your stomach or whatever area it is, whether it's your chest, if your chest is flatter, the more muscle you build in these weaker areas, the less body fat you actually have to lose to make another problem, because the more muscle you build is the more it will stick through the muscle. You know what I mean? I've talked about many times about these abs, the top 4 ones virtually are with me all year round due to all my years as like a child watching Dragon Ball Z, doing sit-ups like Goku. The final one I think I'm going to touch on is the problem could be, which I don't like talking about, it needs a bigger detailed video, but you could potentially be eating too little, which sounds crazy because for most of the video I've spoken about calorie deficit. However, if you dramatically drop your calories, like it's not been a gradual grind, you can get to that point where, I know people hate the term starvation mode, but you get to that point where if you're dropping your calories way too low, there's many things that can cause your body to do. One, it can make you feel more fatigued and tired and drained in general, which means you probably, as I said earlier, will reduce your daily expenditure by a lot because you just feel too tired to do anything. There's also the fact that this can then cause your body to lose muscle mass and store body fat instead. Like, people are meant to have a certain level of body fat, which is meant to be stored energy, which is what body fat is meant to be. However, if your body feels like, why are we getting such little calories in, what it will do is it'll think, okay, especially if you're someone that lifts, this is the excess amount of muscle mass that we don't even need. Let's burn some of that rather than the fat that we actually need to store. So then it also becomes an opposite to a body recall. You can also obviously incorporate refeed days in. I do them every single Saturday. So typically throughout a week I'll have about 170 to 210 grams of carbs. And then on a refeed day every Saturday, I'll typically have more like around 400 as a minimum. Obviously, you keep the fats fairly low on that day, and the protein I try and keep, to be honest, the same, maybe a tad lower. If the fats are still high, then realistically, it's not a refeed day, you're doing a cheat day, which is that's not beneficial at all. Some people claim that refeed days do not work, but I can honestly say that after my refeed days, I lose weight. Every single time. The last 5 I've had in a row, the last 5 weeks, I've either stayed the same weight or lost weight. Anyways, people, hope you enjoyed this video. If this was beneficial and helpful in any way, please leave the video a thumbs up.